Thank you. So I'd like to do an acknowledgement of country. We would like to acknowledge the land in which we are meeting on today and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. We would like to thank them for the knowledge that they share with us to look after the land and each other. Today, I would like to present or introduce you to our presenter, Yvonne Mackett. Yvonne emigrated to Australia from the UK in 1992 with 4 young children. She loved Australia even before she landed. Yvonne has worked for herself for the past 30 years, establishing a clothing boutique and then a hair and beauty salon. Yvonne has also been in MLM companies. She loved the product, but found marketing was not her forte. So when she heard about ONPASSIVE, she joined right away. Yvonne is a self-motivator. She has only been in a couple of companies in her whole business life. And it has been a pleasure to have met Yvonne through ONPASSIVE earlier this year. And we have really sort of, just formed an amazing friendship, and it is a true blessing to know Yvonne. So Yvonne has been here in Australia for almost 30 years, long enough for us to now call her an Aussie girl. So thank you, Yvonne. We will go into the presentation now, and if everybody could stay muted, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Narelle. Thank you, and great intro. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. We do appreciate you so much for taking your time out today to listen to our presentation from ONPASSIVE Aussie Girls and a Kiwi guy. How this is going to change lives around the world is going to be pretty amazing. And if someone has invited you here today, it's because they really care for you to become a founder. So, take that leap of faith and ask them for their founding, invite so you can be part of this awesome company. I'd like to welcome all the leaders from the Leadership Council. Thank you very much for coming today. And Michael Williams, we really appreciate your time also. And Michael Williams will be answering questions today. So I'll just go into the presentation. Thank you. So what you're going to hear today on this presentation is on what ONPASSIVE is, about our CEO, what the ONPASSIVE products are, and why the products are needed and the opportunity currently available to you. It's an opportunity you're unlikely to come across again in your lifetime. This company is offering founding positions at a very affordable price. Why? Because our CEO, Ash Mufareh, he cares about people. This is an IT startup company, and it is getting very close to closing their founding positions. This global company is a multi-billion-dollar company, and if you join today as a founder, you will be in the top 1% of the company when we launch to the world. So how awesome is that? Have you ever been offered an opportunity like this before? Here's your chance now to join. We are starting stronger than any IT company that has ever started before us. So what exactly is ONPASSIVE? It's a very real business. It's a global business that is valued well over $5.5 billion. It is an information technology company with 50 portfolios of digital tools and products. They are far more superior than what's out there and all accessible under one umbrella and all run by artificial intelligence and machine learning technology. It's an online marketing business solution. The company has brick and mortar assets. Here's two buildings here. We have our executive office in Florida, where our CEO, Ash Mufareh, works from, and a very huge 6-story building in Hyderabad, Class's high-tech city in the Silicon Valley of India, where you'll find the top name companies such as Google, Microsoft, Apple, and many of the big names. This is also where you'll find the best IT experts. India is known for the best IT skills. ONPASSIVE have the very best of the best software engineers, programmers, media experts, marketers, and other IT specialists. Our staff have come from the likes of JP Morgan, Apple, and Google, and the big brand names like that. We have approximately 700 staff and expect to have 1,000 once we launch. Now, ONPASSIVE will be, and definitely will be, a household name for sure. So who is the brains behind ONPASSIVE? Well, it is our CEO, Ash Mufareh. He is in the photo. He is a man with a vision for the future. He's a selfless man, and he really does care about humanity. He's a family man with a very supportive, beautiful wife and 2 young boys, and his hobbies are fishing, hiking, and he has a keen interest in NASA. He also attended the American Intercontinental University for a master's degree in information technology and e-commerce at MIT, and he completed the online Harvard Business Creation Systems. Now, while Ash did his studies, he researched models like Walmart, Google, Twitter, Microsoft, Amazon, and many more. Ash also, by being in the industry and knowing the industry very well with his 20 years experience and the research he had done, showed that only 3% of people earned, leaving the 97% to struggle. Now, he wanted to change that, and he wanted to help all those people that struggled. He also realized there was 320 million online businesses that failed in the industry, and this was, he felt, very unfair. He also wanted to correct the corruption. He understood how the internet has a potential to change the world and change poverty into prosperity. Now, there are 97% of online businesses that fail because they didn't know how to market or recruit or sell. Ash was looking to find a fair business model, but he couldn't. He spent years looking. He thought what was out there just wasn't cutting it. So he decided the only way to create was to build one himself with his team of the best IT professionals. And he built it from scratch. So this is when the company ONPASSIVE was created, and they started to build in 2018. But it did get a lot bigger than Ash Mufareh had originally anticipated it to be. And today it has a solid foundation, closing in on over 1 million founders that proudly share the ONPASSIVE vision and the vision of Ash Mufareh and what he is doing. And we all support him, and it is a very exciting journey. Now, Ash has given every person that joins an opportunity to make a change in their future and their family's future and the lives of others. That's why today ONPASSIVE is stronger than any IT company that has ever started before them. And this is why we'll be a unicorn company when launching to the world. Now, if you know, Google took 5 or 6 years to get to a unicorn status. So this shows you how big we are talking. In fact, it is bigger than big. It is huge. It's humongous. And it's bigger than we all realize. So why ONPASSIVE? ONPASSIVE, their products, with their products, you don't have to do any recruiting. You don't have to do any converting of leads. They guarantee your traffic, which is quality targeted traffic to your website. It's self-funding. So this is where you will only pay out of your pocket for one time for a founding position and a subscription. The subscription will come out, and once that comes out, once we launch, you will get targeted traffic to your website, and then it will be self-funding from there on. So this means it is all done 100% for you, hands-free, 100% hands-free. You do not need to lift a finger. It will work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and never take a day off. It will never get sick. It will work for you constantly. It has every imaginable tool that you need for your success, for your business, and it's easily accessible in one place and on one interface. It has a plug and play system, so anybody can use it. And there is no copycat or recycled tech, and you won't find a better price anywhere on the globe. So here we have 20 of the 50 digital online products, and I'll go through just 3 of them, as you can check them all out at onpassive.com. You will see a short video and on each one of them. So I do recommend you all taking a look there. So that's onpassive.com. Now, the platforms are all standalone companies under one roof, and they're all owned by ONPASSIVE, and they're all embedded with AI technology throughout. We have Academy, which is one-of-a-kind application for learners of any age. And we have so many more benefits than what's out there. We have one that's facial distraction. So when teachers are teaching, they will know when the pupil or pupils are not paying attention. So this is a really, really good. Also, if you have a class or a course that you would like to teach, you can also put that on this platform. It will go out to the world. and it will be translated into 57 different languages. You put it on the platform once and you will get paid 100% of the fees that you charge, and it will go straight to your wallet in the back office, in your currency, in the currency of your choice, in real time, as soon as someone subscribes to your course. We also have OConnect. OConnect is like the Zoom we're on at the moment, with many more benefits. It will be able to be used for video conferencing. So if you've got a big global business, you don't need to travel. You can have unlimited people on this platform, and you can manage all your workers across the globe, bring them together. It's a great platform. It's great for multi-level marketers also. And as it doesn't limit you at all to the amount of people you can invite, and it is far cheaper than any other platform out there with so many more benefits. ONET is our social media platform. This will help you connect with friends and family and discover new friends, a bit like Facebook, but ONET will not sell your data and it won't put you in Facebook jail. It's a very safe platform, and we're all looking forward to using ONET as a revolutionary and secure social network platform. We also have OBless. OBless is at the forefront of ONPASSIVE. OBless is an ONPASSIVE crowdfunding platform where you can raise money for any cause or charity like schools, sports, fundraisers, etc. Now, this platform will help humanity in such a big way, as we will have 1 million people straight away at launch. Now, they will be able to see the advertised cause, and also the founders are able to donate from their earnings from their wallet in their back office. Now, you can use OBless platform, and ONPASSIVE will give 100% to your cause or charity, where many platforms will take between 15 and 30% for advertising and admin costs. So the extra costs that OBless will allow you to keep will make a big difference in someone's life, club, or charity. So it is predicted in 2021, by the end of 2021, the market share will be $114 billion. Now, it's proven scientifically in our DNA that the power of giving is 10 times more rewarding and fulfilling than receiving and taking, a great quote from Ash Mafara. Now, ONPASSIVE is the world's greatest modern technology marketing solution. It is going to be a global leader, and it is going to change the online world for the better. Now, here we have ONPASSIVE's business model. We have 50 online tools powered by AI. We have highly targeted traffic that generates a stream of customers on autopilot. It's a reduced cost because there's only one supplier, which will save you money, and also it has a simplified process with one email and one password, which will generate a passive income every day of the year. So why do we need these platforms? Well, if you compare the list to today's current model, it's based on competition and conflict, 97% of scams. It turns into money pits, costing you more each month with upgrades, etc. It requires you to sell, it requires you to recruit, and the tools you need, you'll have to buy separately. So this will take up precious time. You need to know where you're going. Time is money in business. So there's no guarantees of the marketing. There's no guarantees of income, and the marketers are against each other. And the compensation is based on your own efforts. Now, with today's new model that will disrupt the online world for the better is ONPASSIVE's new model, and it is based on mutual benefit. It's a real business, it's real products, and it's real people. It is self-funding, so it pays you to use it. The marketer does not have to sell. They do not have to recruit, and every tool that you need for your success is included in one place, and all the tools are included at one low price. It has a 100% money back guarantee as written in your NDA, so you can't lose. And the marketers only compete with themselves. And it has a revolutionary breakthrough compensation plan that is being patented for ONPASSIVE. So why ONPASSIVE? Well, everybody will be using ONPASSIVE in the very near future, whether they come to ONPASSIVE for the money, the tools, or other benefits like communication and connections. They will all have a reason to come and use ONPASSIVE's tools. So time to completely run your whole business on autopilot. autopilot any business opportunity whatsoever. Everything is 100% done for you. Your advertising is done, your leads, your marketing, your recruiting, and your team building. And it's all done by artificial intelligence, AI at its best, all working for you. Yes, and it will automate your existing business and provide a massive income opportunity by simply using this breakthrough platform. So the benefits of becoming a founder. You will earn residual income for life. You'll have targeted traffic to your website given to you by the company, and OnPassive will build your business and your team for you automatically. You will be able to be part of the beta testing and the inner circle decision making, and you only have to pay one time for your subscription of the use of 50 digital tools, and the company will go to work for you. And your subscriptions will be paid out of your profits from then on. You will benefit from massive marketing campaigns, and you'll be able to have access to every tool that you will ever need for your business, and it is 100% hands-free. So how much will this cost you to become a founder of a multi-billion-dollar company? It will only cost you to become a founder $97 US. In Australia, that's 136 Australian dollars. New Zealand, it's 143. Now, you can actually change that into your own country and find your own price, but it is very, very cheap, very affordable, and it's highly recommended that you jump in very quick before we close. So once we launch, we will all become subscribers to the online platforms and tools, and we will have to pay out of pocket only the one time of $250 US approximately. We're not 100% sure of the price, but around there. So you also can have multiple accounts if you'd like to gift them to your family, to your charity, or your grandchildren, gift them as presents, Christmas, birthdays, whatever. You can do that as long as you have a different email. Now, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, just say yes, jump in and learn how to do it later. A great quote from Richard Branson. So OnPassive, if you become a founder today and you have a business in or online, in a brick and mortar business or online, OnPassive will force you to be successful. But if you do not have a business, you can still become a founder of this multi-billion-dollar company, and all you need to do is get back to the person who shared this and invited you to watch this, and you can ask them for their link and just get in before it's too late and become a founder and be in the top 1% of the company when we launch to the world and change your family's future. You'll be really, really happy you did. So thank you for listening today from OnPassive Aussie Girls and a Kiwi Guy. My name is Yvonne on behalf of Narelle and Kenton. We really do appreciate your time. And I would just like to welcome Michael Williams. Michael Williams is a top recruiter from since 2018. He's on the leaderboard with 2,713 founders personally invited. He's Jamaican, he lives in Canada, he's a family man, and he has a university degree in maths. And I welcome you to our webinar presentation, Michael. And if you'd like to jump on, Michael will be answering questions, but he also has a very successful business called Automatic Internet Millionaire. So thank you for listening, and I'll just stop.
Thank you.
Stop sharing.
Thank you. Now we can see everyone.
Hey. So,
thank you, Yvonne. That was a fantastic presentation. And yes, we'd like to welcome Michael Williams to the stand. We do have some questions that we are going to ask Michael, and then we will bring forward a couple of questions from our chat box. So thank you, Michael, for being here today. We really appreciate your time. Sorry for the time mix-up, but we're all here anxiously waiting to hear from you and to have our questions answered. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Narelle, and thank you, Yvonne. and the, what is it, the Kiwi guy, is that it?
Yeah, that's Kenton.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, it's great to be here with all of you. You know, on Passive, it's just what we do. It's what we've become, you know, and it's always a pleasure anytime we can say a few words about this great company, because it's truly a privilege to be a part of something this magnificent, you know. Sometimes words don't do it justice, you know. Just when you think you've found the words to kind of describe it, and you're thinking like, no, that's it's more than that, you know. You know, so I certainly look forward to being here and answering any questions that I can. Anytime I can help, you know, of course, you know, I'm there, right? So back to you,
Michael. Thank you so much, Michael. Can I ask you a question? You are a successful email marketer. Why ONPASSIVE? Why did you join ONPASSIVE?
Well, to make money. But you know, folks, it's really simple, right? If you find a solution, right, to the problem that's been around for 50, 70 years, you know, which is what, right? People join, you know, they join the Amways and they join the Avon and so on, right? You know, the list of companies. People join these companies because they're looking for a way out. They're looking a way to supplement their income. They're looking a way to replace their income. They're trying to be financially free. All these things, right? They're looking for that solution, and they believe that that company that they join is it, only to find out they suck, okay, at recruiting others. They're terrible at sales, right? And if you can't recruit others, and if you can't sell the company's products, then how are you going to make money, right? And so, you know, if you could solve that problem, you certainly have something, right? Just that alone, just solve that problem alone, right? And so as I look at ONPASSIVE solves that, but it goes beyond that, right? Then you know, once you've got that kind of taken care of, you say, okay, you know what? So no problem, I'm going to make some money here. All I have to do is get in. Okay, sounds good to me, right? Then you look at the products that are being made available, right? We're in a digital world, right? So I want to be with a company that has digital products. I don't want nobody shipping lotion, potions, and all this other stuff. Great products, but I don't want them to be shipped to my home and all of this. You know, I'm stocking up my garage with stuff that I don't really need, right? So what we have here are products that are in demand. We know that there's companies out there that are providing domain names. We know there's companies providing webinar platforms. There's companies providing e-learning platforms and so on. So there's no question as to whether there's a demand for these products. But if you can bring all of that under one umbrella, which is what ONPASSIVE is doing, one-stop shop, if you can do all of that, and then if that wasn't enough, make it cost-effective, right? We don't need to worry about auto ship, because you may have be with a great company, you have a great system going on. As soon as that auto ship thing kicks in, it's like, oh, it just kills the deal, right? Because people then look at, okay, you know, I got to pay my hydro bill, my gas bill, my phone bill, but I have this auto ship I have to pay for my business. But you know what? I'm not really making any money right now. So, okay, you understand? And so people quit, right? They quit, you know? And so as I was, you know, building our business with our system, we still had auto ship, right? We still had auto ship in place. People were coming in, they're getting traffic, you know, so we provide the traffic for them. There's auto ship to that. They're paying for that every single month out of their pocket, whether they're making money or not. So guess what would happen? They quit. You know, so even though we're doing some things and we're making money and all of that, it just wasn't the ultimate. It just wasn't what we really wanted, because for me, my intention was to be able to provide people with a vehicle that all they had to do was get in, right? And that's what we were doing, but we still weren't there. So when I looked at ONPASSIVE and saw that, wow, I don't have to be the admin. I don't have to be the one that's administering everything. I don't have to be the one that's providing the traffic. I don't have to be the one that's setting up everybody's system and all these things. I'm like, welcome to time freedom, right? Welcome. Because sometimes you're making the money, but that isn't enough. You want to have time freedom as well. ONPASSIVE provides all of that for us, you know. So I was sold. I was sold on it. So it only made sense, you know, to just focus my efforts on just getting the word out to those that I'm in contact with. And that's what we've done today.
Thank you, Michael. That's fantastic. And thank you for sharing that, because people, you know, we have guests here today as well. So I know that some of those will come in and be thinking, oh, I really don't understand and what this is all about. But I have a question also, and we have a few for you today. So we'll just run through them. I've heard you share before about the projected possibilities of on-passive income. Now, we know that it is projected. We know that it is the possibilities of what on-passive can do for founders. Are you able to explain in an easy to understand way how on-passive founders will receive once we launch? Why is it important to be a founder, and basically those possibilities around their income? Thank you.
Sure. So with ONPASSIVE, right, we know that all it takes to reach that break-even point in our business is to have 3 customers. Okay, it doesn't mean to only have 3 customers. It just means to reach the break-even point. Meaning, if it's going to cost $300 for the product package, it means that the first customer that I have, I make $100. Second customer, $100. Third customer, so that's $300. 3 customers, $300. If it costs $240 for the product package, it just means 80, 80, 80, right? So we break even in our business. And that's important, because sometimes you join a company and you have a few customers and you're still not break even. It's still costing you money out of your pocket every single month, right? So that's important. And 3, that's a very, very low number. So it puts you into profit really, really quick. And that's a good thing. That's important, okay? And so once you're there, now, okay, where do I go after that? We know that with ONPASSIVE, it's all about customers. It's all about the company making sales on our behalf, right? And so as our team of customers get built for us, our income continues to grow, right? And so some folks will be able to generate 6 figures per year in this business. 6 figures means at least $100,000 per year, right? So if someone can join a business where they have the opportunity, the potential to realistically, right? Because sometimes, yeah, you can make $1 million, but you'll never, you know, make it, right? Sometimes you can make 100,000, but you'll never make it. With ONPASSIVE, it's actually, you know, it's realistic, okay? It's realistic that someone can actually get in, and over time, they can generate $100,000 per year in this business, so 6 figures. And we know the potential is there to be able to make 7 figures per month. Okay, not per year, but per month. That's realistic. And we also know that the income can't even go beyond that, right? So it means that it doesn't matter who you are, ONPASSIVE can accommodate your income goal. Whether your income goal is to make $10,000 per year, or whether it's to make $100,000 per year, or even $1 million per year, the reality is ONPASSIVE can accommodate your goal. So this is why I always tell people, right? Don't get caught up in the nitty gritty. Don't try to figure out, well, how is this and how is that and how I make this and how am I gonna, just know that if you get in, you're going to win. Just know it takes just 3 customers and you're already at break even. Just know you pay one time out of pocket and then the subscription comes from your earnings. So that puts the pressure not on you, but on the company. It puts the pressure on the company that they have to produce in order to have a viable business. That's a good thing. That's different. Because usually the pressure is on you that if you don't produce, if you can't sell, if you can't bring others in, you're not going to make any money at all. And that's, you know, that's not a good thing. That's not where you want to be. You want to be in profit, and you want to be in profit as quickly as possible. And that's what this company, that's what this model is based upon, helping people to reach that desired destination of that elusive income goal, right? So that's what ONPASSIVE is going to do for people.
Excellent. Michael, I do have a question that came through the chat box, and it's from Brendan Mawali from New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, sorry. And he asks, confirm that it's 3 and that if you don't have anyone in their team on passive, will get 3 for me. So I know that we can be passive or we can be active. And you spoke about, having 3. Can you just sort of expand on that a little bit further for our guests to understand what that means, please?
Sure. So, let's not get bogged down with the number 3, okay? ONPASSIVE is going to build you, okay? They're going to build you a team of customers, okay? So that goes beyond 3 folks, all right? So the company sets up a site for you, a unique domain name. So, maybe it's YvonneMackett.com, right? Or maybe it's YvonneIsRetiredNow.com, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be unique to Yvonne, okay? Meaning no one else in the world, right? No one else in the world is going to have that domain name, right? Company sets it up for you, right? They build everything behind the scenes. They're getting the traffic, meaning they're finding the potential customers, they're sending it to your site. Okay, so you have traffic coming, consistent traffic. So there's a flow of traffic, flow of visitors, flow of people that's going to be looking at your business. Okay, the business that ONPASSIVE is set up for you. So guess what's going to happen? Some of these people are going to buy, they're going to become customers. Okay, so you have your first customer, you have your second customer, you have your third customer. So this is someone who has 0. They have no one on their team. They have not shared the business with anyone at all. We get to the official launch. The company's doing the work for you. So 1, 2, 3 customers, 4 customers, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't stop, folks, because the traffic continues. Okay. So that's how your team will grow from 0 to 10 to 50 to 100 to 1,000 and so on. It just continues to grow. As long as traffic is coming, you're going to get more and more customers. So that's how you can see how your income will go from 0 up to $100 a month to $500 and so on. Okay, it will just continue to grow. All right, but don't get fixated on the number 3. Whether you have 3 on your team, 0 on your team, 300 on your team, it doesn't matter. The company's still going to generate customers for you and build up your team. All right.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Michael. I do have a question relating to something that Yvonne shared with us in one of the slides, and that was we can have more than one position, like we can have more than one founder position. Is there a that we can do that, and why is the reason that we would want to have more than one position as a founder? If you could just expand on that, thank you.
Okay, so the name of the game is making money, okay? Making money for whatever it is that you want the money for, right? So whether that's for your retirement, whether that's to take care of your grandchildren, whether that's for university fees, whatever it is, pay off your mortgage, okay, whatever it is. So the name of the game is money, right? And then there's a time factor, right? I want to be able to maximize the income I can make in the shortest possible time. Okay, why would I want to take 5 years to make $1 million if I can do it in 12 months, right? You understand? Why do I want to take, a whole year to make $10,000 if I can do it in 3 months, right? So that's one of the things that some founders do is that, okay, I'll just get multiple accounts. If one account can produce, $10,000 a year for me, then if I have 2 accounts, right, it just stands to logic that it's double, right? Now, it doesn't mean that both accounts are producing the exact same amount at the exact same time. We're talking overtime, of course. So whether that's 3 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, over time, your account is producing. So if I have multiple accounts, each account is standalone. Each account is independent, okay? So the company is doing the work for each of those accounts. So whether I decide to, bring in my mother, father, brother, sister, cousin, okay, that's 5, right? Or I just says, you know what? I don't want to go talk to my mother and father about this. Last time I did that, they just, it was just negative. It was a negative experience. So, okay, so forget them. My brother and sister, they're busy with what they're doing. They're not interested in this type of stuff. So I just can't be bothered. I don't want the headaches, right? So then I say, you know what? Why don't I just get 5 accounts for myself? And so I don't worry about, there's a gentleman and he said he was, he's out there, he's sharing the business with people, and just rejection after rejection after rejection. I'm like, really? He says, yes. So I said, okay, so what are you doing now? He says, I just decided to go get 200 accounts for myself and forget about these naysayers and negative people and all this stuff. I just get 200 accounts. I'm not gonna worry about them, right? But of course, folks, you do what you can afford to do, right? You don't go sell the farm in order to, to do that, right? You have to be smart, you have to be wise in what you're doing. But that's what some folks have done, okay? But that's the reason why people are doing this. They're able to maximize their income, okay? And also do so in a faster time period, all right?
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, I think that's really important for people to understand that, it's not about the who can, who can't, what you're doing, whether you're passive or active. It really is what ONPASSIVE is and what it's bringing to the world, that difference. Yvonne, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'll just let Kenton just jump on quickly, but there is a question I'll ask from the chat.
Yeah.
Did you want to jump on, Kenton?
Right now, I don't have a question, but I will say something later.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we've got a question in the chat from John Butakis. He wants to know, with the money the founders will make after the global launch, can we spend that money and pay bills directly from our wallet, or will we have to transfer the money to our personal bank accounts?
So you will have to transfer the money to your bank account, okay, to then pay your bills and all that stuff. But there more than likely will come a time when you'll be able to do some stuff from the wallet as well directly. Okay, but initially you're going to have to withdraw the money to your bank account, which is simple. You're going to attach your bank account to your wallet, and then anytime you want to go withdraw, you just log in and a couple clicks, and that's it. Okay.
Excellent.
Nice and easy.
Thank you.
Easy peasy. Okay.
Do you have a question, Yvonne, or would you like me to continue?
Just continue. I'm just looking through the chat if there's any others.
Okay, thank you. Michael, there is one about, again, taking it back to Yvonne's slide and presentation about the copycat and recycled tech. So ONPASSIVE has none of that. Can you explain a little bit about those platforms that are going to become available, that are available for people to see now? We know we can go to onpassive.com and view a few of them, but can you sort of relate that as to why Ash Mafara, our CEO, saw that there needed to be better quality, better technology and things like that? Can you share that with our guests today, please?
Sure. Well, I mean, the reality is that we know that there's companies out there that sell domain names, right? We know that there's companies out there that provide e-learning platform, okay? Companies that provide webinar platform and so on. But a lot of these companies, they're doing it from a different point of view, right? Their reason for doing what they're doing, the reason for creating their products or building their company is just about money for themselves, okay? There is no heart built into it, okay? These individuals are not thinking about you. They're just, well, let me not say they're not thinking about you. They're not thinking about you for the right reasons, okay? They're looking at you and all they see is a dollar sign, right? How can I get money out of Yvonne's pocket? How can I get more money out of Narelle's pocket? That's all they see. So they create things to do that, right? As opposed to what ONPASSIVE wants to do is to provide value in the marketplace, right? Because it's not a money game. It's a real business with real products, okay? But why not give value though? Why gouge people, right? For example, Zoom. Okay, if you get a Zoom, somebody says, yeah, I need Zoom because I do a lot of webinars, and I need to have an account that can accommodate at least 10,000 attendees, Well, if you're using Zoom, that's going to cost you over $6,500 US per month. Okay, that's a lot of money, right? Especially someone has a small business, the cost can add up, okay? And so ONPASSIVE says, well, why do we have to charge, that much, right? Why do we have to charge that as your usage, increases, then the cost increases to you? Why? Why can't we make something where we'll give it to you unlimited, right? Why can't we say if you come for one product, we'll just give you everything else as a bonus? Why do we have to charge you for this, for this, for this, for this, for this, for this? So by the time you're finished, you're looking like $50,000 a month. It's going to cost you for all these things. Why? Why do we have to do that? Okay, so if you create your own products, okay, then you can dictate the profit margin. You can dictate what the cost will be. Okay, you can make all those decisions, and you can do it in such a way that it's affordable for people. Okay, and so that's what OnPassive has done. Now we know that there are people that just they see a product and say, oh, well, let me just go over here and just slap a label on it, white labeling. Okay, and then they come out, it's a Me Too product. It's the exact same thing. There's no difference in the features, none of that. Okay, that's not what OnPassive is doing. OnPassive is actually creating products that's going to have real value to people. Okay, because if you provide the value for people, they're going to come. That's why we can talk about 100 million plus customers in the very first year, because there's going to be value. People will see the value, whether it's from a cost standpoint, whether it's from a feature standpoint, right? They will see the value, right? So I certainly encourage all of our guests definitely to go to the corporate site onpassive.com, okay, and go through the products. Click on the FAQ, click on the read more, okay, so that you get more FAQs and get a better understanding of what OnPassive is actually bringing to the marketplace, right? So that may help you make a more informed decision and become a part of us, because this is a movement, folks. This is something that is going to change your financial life. There's no doubt about it. And as a matter of fact, will also change your mindset. It will change the way you think about things in life. Okay, OnPassive, right, really is the last business that you'll ever need. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. It's really good to hear, you expand on all of these questions that we have. For those guests that are here, it really is important that you see the benefits of what OnPassive is bringing to the world. This is as you said, it's like a internet interrupter. It is a movement. This is not like anything else that anyone has ever seen before. And I think people need to realize that it isn't just a Zoom platform. It isn't just a social media platform. It isn't just an email platform. This is 50 plus platform and tools that will be available to us. And at present, there are about approximately 20 that they can read about on our onpassive.com website. I also just want to expand on that. Just from
before you go there, Narelle, right? Think about this, right? You have Zoom, right? So somebody's, they say, well, I'm not interested in a webinar platform. So guess what? Zoom just lost a potential customer because that person don't want what they have to offer, which is one product. They come with OnPassive, they say, I don't want a webinar platform. Say, okay, no problem. Well, what about an e-learning platform? Well, I don't want that either. Okay, well, maybe you need, no, I don't need an email. No, what about a domain name? Don't need that. And if I go through all the products then, and they say, no, 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 guess what I can still offer them? That none of these companies can offer. Not Microsoft, not Facebook, not Google, not Zoom, none of these companies. Okay, you don't think that these individuals need to find a way out, that they need financial help, right? Even if they have money, most people who have money, they want more money because there's usually more things that they want to be able to do. You understand? So even if I go through all the list of the products and for whatever reason they say, no, 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 they have no need for it, I don't want it, we still have the potential to get that person to come into OnPassive, because OnPassive will pay customers to use its products. These individuals' lives can be changed financially just by getting in, whether they want to use the products or not. A lot of our founders, they're not going to use the products, right? That's just the reality of it, okay? Now, the company's going to be using the products on their behalf, mind you, right? At least some of them, okay? But you as an individual don't necessarily have to use it. Right? That's a massive advantage that we have that none of these companies have. Massive. Okay. It
is massive. It definitely is. It blows the mind, that for sure. I know that what you're saying there, about it doesn't matter. They're still going to pay people to use the product, and you're still going to have customers and resellers coming in. As a founder, it is hugely important. To get into the business of OnPassive right now. And that's why we're sharing it out to the world. I have one more question, Yvonne, and then I'll come back to you because I know there is one in the chat box. But just, continuing on from what you're saying there are people out there who have bricks and mortar businesses. There are people out there who already have online businesses. Now, I know that if people don't have a business, ONPASSIVE can become their business, but can you expand again on, you know, the bricks and mortar? How's it going to help them? And also those with, say, MLM companies or online businesses already. If you could just share with your knowledge about that, just so that people understand how it's going to support their business already.
Well, a lot of people have companies that don't have any real digital presence, no internet presence, okay? So that's one thing that ONPASSIVE can help them with, is to provide that internet presence, digital presence, even help them from a global standpoint, depending on what products and services they offer, okay? Then you have the idea of traffic, okay? You cannot have enough traffic. There's always a demand, there's always a need for more traffic, more potential customers. No company's gonna say, no, we don't want no more customers, it's okay, no. No, they want more customers and more customers and more customers, right? ONPASSIVE is gonna help them, right, to generate more customers for their business, right? When you can provide targeted traffic, so not run-of-the-mill traffic, not just anyone, okay, at my store, we sell, you know, women's clothing, right? But the person who's coming to my site, they're not looking for women's clothing. So what's the chance of that person buying? Okay, very, very low, unless they're buying it for somebody else, right? But very, very low, you understand? So what I want is targeted traffic to my business. And so ONPASSIVE will help drive the targeted traffic, send people who are looking for a woman's clothing to your site. Because if people are looking for what it is that you're offering, then the probability of success goes up. The probability that that person, that lead now becomes a sale, okay, becomes a customer, okay, that has gone up. And that's what you're looking for in business. Okay, so ONPASSIVE will help companies save money, right? Because it's going to be more cost effective, the tools that they'll be able to have, okay? And it's going to help them make money as well, okay? Because even as a business that comes into ONPASSIVE, that business in itself can become a reseller, right? Because the business itself is not really doing anything pertaining to the work that needs to be done to generate the income, because ONPASSIVE is doing it for them, just like it's doing it for an individual, okay? So there's just, I say ONPASSIVE is for everyone, everywhere. That's how I put it. It's for everyone. I don't care if you're a big company, small company. I don't care if you're government. I don't care if you're you know, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. If you have a business, you need at least one thing that ONPASSIVE has to offer, at least one thing. Okay, and so we know that there's 4.8, almost 5 billion internet users. Who would not want to have that as a captive audience? Who wouldn't want to have that as the potential where they can get their customer base from? Okay, so companies, it's a done deal.
Absolutely. And you talk about, you know, having over 1 million founders before we've even launched. It's quite amazing that people understand that we are going to all be customers, so that we're starting with over 1 million founders as customers as well. Yvonne, I'll throw over to you for our next question, please.
Yeah, thank you. Mandy Signs from Australia would like to know, or could you explain how the overflow works?
Overflow, okay. Well, what we do know, okay, is that ONPASSIVE will create leverage in our business, okay? ONPASSIVE will help us to duplicate and also be able to take advantage of leverage, okay? So with overflow, what we're talking about there is the whole idea of you know, having a joint date and a timestamp, okay? So the people them who saw the opportunity in 2018, as an example, okay? There was nothing, right? There was nothing. July, August, like there was nothing, right? Meaning, you know, there wasn't no building in Hyderabad, right? You know, there was nothing. There wasn't a website, right? People saw 2 videos by our CEO, and you know, they resonated with the message that he was delivering. You know, it just made sense to them, right? So they decided to jump in. Well, surely there should be some sort of advantage, some sort of benefit for getting in, right? Even someone who gets in today, surely there must be a benefit for that person to come in, as opposed to, well, I'll just wait until launch, and when I see everything, it's all finished, done, ready to go. Okay, seeing is believing, so I'll get in then, right? So clearly there has to be a benefit. Otherwise, none of us would have joined, right? Like, why would we? We would just say, well, you know, yeah, I want to become part of ONPASSIVE, but I'll just wait until it launches. I'll come in then, right? So where's the incentive, right? Where's the incentive to come in, you know, early, right? So with coming in early, it simply means that the company has a model that is set up to help those who, you know, help us as founders benefit from coming in, you know, prior to everyone else, right? So meaning, I can get in 2018, I don't have a team, I never shared the business with anyone, we get to launch and, oh, I looked at my income report and I'm seeing all this income coming in on day one, but I didn't do anything though. Where's this coming from? That's overflow, okay? That's overflow. Someone comes in 2020, you know, same thing. It doesn't matter when, the fact that you're in before the actual launch, okay, it means you have that potential. You have it's not guaranteed, right? So I encourage anyone to to depend on it or think, oh, well, I'm set because I'm gonna get this massive overflow because I joined. Like I see people posting, oh, I joined when there's like 3,000 founders. Oh, I joined when there's 10,000 founders and so on. Okay, overflow is not guaranteed, but there's a greater probability the earlier you got in, right, to receive it. Okay, it only makes sense, okay, from a logical standpoint. It only makes sense that there's a greater probability, but it's not guaranteed. There's other factors that come into play. Okay, the person who invited me, well, they didn't do anything either. You know what I mean? So I'm just in the line of people just not doing anything. You know what I mean? Maybe they referred one or two individuals and that's all they did. If you're part of a team that is active, it simply means there's a greater potential for overflow, right? So I think I put a post in the back office where I spoke about, you know, top income earners, they create the overflow, right? They're not sitting there depending on it, waiting upon it, expecting it. You create it. And this is why when you go to the leaderboard, you're going to see folks with 100 personals, 200 personals, 500, 1,000, and so on. Because they are creating overflow. They're part of that process of creating the overflow. You understand? Because remember now, as soon as I have 3 customers, I break even, right? So I only need 3 customers to break even. So by me having more than 3 directs or personal people that I invited, right? It just simply means I'm creating an overflow for my team, right? And that's why we continue to build and continue to invite and share, right? And continue. It's not to display, you know, oh, look at me, look what I'm doing, hey. No, right? We put our head down, we go to work because we know that we're helping our team, okay? That's what it's about. It's about doing as much as you possibly can. If every single one of us do our best, come on, how can you not win? Doesn't matter what that best is. If the best is 1, shared it with 1 person, hey, that's your best. You cannot do more than your best, okay? You just can't. Okay, don't listen to people tell you, oh, I can do 110%, 150%, I'm gonna do it too. Okay, 100% means that's maximum, okay, right? When it comes to your effort. So do your best. If the best means, you know, I invited a lot of people, but they all said no, okay, you did your best though, right? You're still gonna win, right? If your best is, oh, I was able to get 50 to come on board, hey, you did your best. You're still gonna win. It doesn't matter. Remember now, the secret to all of this is what ONPASSIVE is going to do for me, what it's going to do for you, what it's going to do for all of us. Because even if I have 200,000 on my team, okay, that's still a tiny amount compared to where we're going. You understand me? It's tiny, right? If we're talking about millions of customers coming in, well, what's 200,000, right? What's 10,000? What's 500 on my team? What's 10 on my team? Right? It's about what the company is going to do for you. Because even if you have 0 on your team, ONPASSIVE can build out a team of customers for you, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. over time, right? It's not going to happen overnight, but over time, absolutely. Okay, so don't depend on the overflow, but the bottom line is there is a mechanism that's built into the system that will create overflow, meaning additional people, okay, additional people on your team, additional founders on your team, okay, which will in turn become your first set of customers, okay, right, which obviously translate into money. All right, that's what overflow is.
Excellent. Excellent explanation there. And you're so right, Michael, when you talk about, you know, people just doing their best. You know, one of the things I think that is programmed into a lot of us is you got to get out there and you've got to follow me and you've got to do this and you've got to do that. And if you only do this and just, you know, be like me, then you'll get this, that, and everything else. But the thing is, we are only ourselves and we can only do the best that we can do. And we don't have to follow anyone in ONPASSIVE. You know, we don't have to be like anybody else. We are all very unique and all very beautiful people who have seen the vision of our CEO, Mr. Ash Mafara. That's what excites me, is that, you know, every day I see everybody growing and just being themselves, you know.
Of course. There's only one Narelle, there's only one Yvonne, there's only one Greg, there's only one Judith Oliver, like, you know.
And only one Chris Johnson, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris, we love you.
Well, I don't know. We could probably use a few more Chris Johnsons.
I think he could use a few more Chris Johnsons.
Right?
Definitely.
But you know, yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, we're all unique, right? And we all bring different things to the table as well. You may have someone who's great at organizing and putting stuff together. You may have someone who's a great presenter. Not because someone's a great presenter doesn't mean that they have this massive team. Right? It doesn't mean any of that, but we all have our strengths. So I don't focus on my weakness, because I'm sure I have some, but I don't focus on that, right? I focus on what I'm good at, and I just do it over and over again. I've seen people who build a team of 3,000 and they're like, okay, well, now I want to go do this. I'm like, why? I mean, whatever you did to get you to that 3,000, just do more of it. Continue doing the same thing, just do more of it. Because obviously it worked, right? So why you want to go switch up now and do something else, right? Yeah. So, you know, it's ONPASSIVE is just great. No matter how you dice it, slice it, we just come back to saying the same thing over and over again. As long as you get in, you're going to win. That's what matters. And
I think the big part too is about the no recruiting and no selling. You know, I think we're programmed from a lot of years of those old companies where you had to do that sort of stuff. You had to sell, you had to recruit. This is not about recruiting. This is not about the three. As you said, don't make that about the number three. You know, it's if you share it and you get three people that say, you know what, I see the vision, I love this, I want to join, fantastic. But if not, there's a lot of people in the world, particularly countries like Papua New Guinea, Uganda, South Africa, Haiti, you know, where people can't even or don't even have internet or proper internet or a computer. They've basically got a phone and that's it. So so thank you for sharing that with us. Yvonne, do we have any more questions in the chat box for Michael?
There is another question from Joanna Katika. Can a founder who is managing accounts on the other founder's behalf can do a direct transfer from O-Wallet to the person's bank account, or to the manager's bank account first, then within the bank can transfer? Please bit clearance on this.
Okay, so
did you understand that?
And just be aware, this is a guest webinar, so some of those questions may need to go to yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. With regards to your wallet, okay, you know, you're going to have to go through the KYC process, you know, your client process, okay? And so that will require to provide like government ID and stuff like that, okay? So you can't do KYC by providing your information and then attach somebody else's bank account, okay? Whoever does the KYC, whoever information is there, it's their bank account is what has to go inside there, okay? So hopefully that should help you understand how the money flows, okay? So no, right? But if you do the KYC and it's your information in there and it's your bank account, absolutely, you can withdraw the money to yourself. And then if you want to do a transfer over to someone else or whatever, absolutely, you can do that as well, okay?
Beautiful, thank you. Great answer there from you, Michael. I'm just having a look down here, see if we've got any more. If there's any more questions, if anyone would like to put in the chat. Not sure if, Narelle, if you do want to do a hands up, if there is any.
While you're looking for that, or if anybody will just at the end, maybe take a couple of people just for a quick chat with Michael, because we know Michael's time is very, very important, and it's getting late where he is. But there is just a couple of more personal, Michael, that I'd like to ask you. And basically, do you have, or do you have a tool, a product that really stands out for you that you're really looking forward to using, yourself personally in your business, in your personal life? There's got to be one that really stands out for you that sort of says, hey, I can't wait till that I'm able to use that.
Well, the answer may surprise you, and to be honest, there isn't really one product that stands out that I'm dying to wait to use, other than the old wallet. Okay,
well said.
That's the one that stands out the most. And again, I'm just being truthful, right? That's the one that stands out the most, because I just believe that there's a lot that we would like to do. There's a lot, and obviously take care of ourselves and our family, make sure our children is taken care of for generations to come, and but there are a lot of people around the world that are in need that will not come into ONPASSIVE. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. The entire world is not going to come into ONPASSIVE. Okay, you're going to have a lot of people that will not join for whatever the reason is, but they still have needs, right? And that's why we have Oh Bless. Okay, that's why we have Oh Bless. So, well, I guess we can say that's the one, other than the wallet, right? I guess it's the Oh Bless platform to be able to offer, just help. We have more than 5 billion people on this planet that are in poverty, right? They're in poverty, right? Some people maybe they don't know they're in poverty, right? But the truth is there's over 5 billion people that need help. Okay, and so there's a lot that we can do, and that's one of the things ONPASSIVE is created for. It's created to help us attain the wealth that is needed, right? That is needed to be able to help people, right? Sometimes I hear people say, well, I'm not into this money thing and finances. Okay, so that means you don't care about people. Okay, if you're not into this money thing or being financially free, and you don't care about people, because you need to have money in order to help others, right? It's just that simple. Yeah, you can be there to comfort somebody and rub their back and all that stuff, but that's not going to help pay their bills. You know what I mean? Me patting you on your back, rubbing your head, whatever, telling you, some nice words is not going to pay your bills. So I need to have access in order to use that access to touch people, change people's lives. And I don't mean to make other people wealthy or rich or nothing like that. I'm talking about people just need some basic stuff. People just need to have some clean water. People just need to be able to, go to bed at night, not being hungry, right? Kids going to school in the morning, making sure they have breakfast. People are fed. There are people right here, even, and where I am in Canada, there are people that actually go to school without food. You understand me? So there's a lot. It's not, people always think, oh, maybe it's, we need to help those people in South America. We need to help those people in Africa. Globally, right there in the United States, there are people who have need. You understand me? They have needs, right? And so how can we help them, right? We can help them by putting ourselves in a position, right, where we don't lack, right? That we're not in, you know what I mean? Our CEO has mentioned, there's no scarcity when it comes to wealth, okay? There's abundance out there, okay? So all we have to do is to tap into the source to be able to generate it for ourselves, that we are in control. Now we can dictate, right, how we spend that money. We can dictate as to how many lives that we can actually touch. So a person can come into ONPASSIVE and say, yeah, you know what? I'm not really here for money for myself because I'm good, right? I'm good. But guess what though? I would love to be able to generate some millions so I can take that money now and go, do some work over in the Middle East, do some work over in Indonesia, wherever, right? So there's a lot that we can do, but yeah, from a product standpoint, I'll have to use those two, because I'm not going to leave an old wallet, okay? Because I need that one first, okay? And then with the old wallet now, I'll be able to tap into Old Bless and definitely help people. Because as far as the like the digital stuff when it comes to marketing, yeah, I'm certainly going to be using those. There's no doubt about that. Because right now, the products that I use from this company, this company, this company, this company. They're all over the place, and it's costing me a lot of money. Right? With ONPASSIVE, it's going to save me money, it's going to make me money, and I'm going to be able to help other people. So, those are the two, Narelle.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And again, a great explanation. I know one of the things I heard Marty DeGamo say, because, it gets quite overwhelming when you know that, you're going to have the money coming in and you've got the wallet, and you might be able to look after yourself first, if you need to pay off a mortgage or you want to buy a better car or, help your family and things like that.
Sure.
But to actually help the world became a little bit overwhelming for me, because I thought, where do you start? We're here in Australia, and Kenton's in New Zealand. And yes, we have, a sense of there's, underprivileged or those who are less fortunate than ourselves. Probably not as bad as in other countries, but like you said, this is a global thing that's happening, and we need to share that. So it sort of became overwhelming. But what Marty said was, go, hit the ground, have a look at those people who are already passionate, have a look at those who are already helping on the ground, those people who are really sort of screaming out for help, because they're the ones that are out there who are already doing it. I can help support, I can have a conversation with these people, these organizations, and say, what is it do you need? And I'm able to financially help them, rather than, get myself out there cooking soup or chicken or whatever to feed them, because I don't have that personal ability myself. So I think that it's really important that people know what Michael had said there was that, when we do get all of those finances in, that we're able to help so many. And I think that's a great start there. Michael, thank you so much.
And you start in your backyard. That's where you start.
Absolutely.
You start in your backyard. Don't try to, I'm gonna go over the pond. And you start right there in your backyard, because everyone in their backyard have individuals, have families that are in need. And so because we're a global company and we have founders all over the world, can you imagine if every single one of us start in our backyard?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some exciting news coming out in ONPASSIVE, I know that. And I think we're all waiting today for some great news. However, we're not going to go right there right now. Yvonne, if there's no other questions, or if you do have one, please share. But I'd like to bring forward a couple of people and just have...
No, that's okay. There was one more, but we can just, I think we can...
If it's a good question for guests as well.
Yeah, can you please explain about how resellers will earn, and is a possibility for the resellers to earn more than founders?
Okay, so
is
it possible for resellers to make more than founders? Yes, it is possible that some resellers will be able to make more than some founders. Okay, so let's say I'm a founder and I've not built a team, I'm just with scratch, and then come day one, a reseller comes in and that person is a marketer, or that person has a massive network, right? And so that person comes in on day one and they bring in, 10,000, right, on day one with them, right? And then here you are, who you've joined, but you haven't done anything, okay, because you don't have the ability or you don't want to or whatever. It doesn't really matter what the reason is. The fact is that person, that reseller could. So there's lots of scenarios that I can think of where a reseller can come and make more than a founder, okay? Now, does it mean that, people shouldn't become founders then, just wait and become a reseller? Sure, if you have a massive network and if you know how to recruit and market and all these things, sure, that's your prerogative. But even if that's the case, I still will be a founding member. It gives me a jump start on things. Okay, it gives me a jump start on things. So, so that's one. And then two, with regards to how a reseller makes money, it's similar to we as founders, we're going to be resellers. Okay, just like we're going to have this title as a founding member of ONPASSIVE, but we're going to be a customer and we're going to be a reseller. We're a customer because we're going to every single one of us, going to purchase the product package. So you're a customer. You just bought the product, so you're a customer, right? And then you're a reseller because the same thing. The company's going to set us up and they're going to do all the work for us, drive the traffic, all of that. So we are a reseller as well. Okay, so resellers, after we actually launch, they're going to be generating money the way we are, but we as founding members, we have a greater opportunity than they do. Okay, because remember I explained earlier about the benefit of coming in early, right? If there wasn't one, then why would we do it? Okay, but that's how that would work. All right.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. You all explained so well. Okay, Narelle, back to you.
Thanks, Yvonne. I do have another question, but before we go to that, I'd just like to ask a couple of people if you'd like to put your hand up to talk with Michael today. We are running to time. We do have a couple of minutes, so if there is something that you would like to ask Michael relating to ONPASSIVE, but remember that we are in a guest webinar today, please put your hand up, your virtual hand, and we'll come to you. The other one thing, Michael, I have here is that what is your, when people join as a founder or those who are listening in today, what is that one thing or that next best thing that you can recommend for them to do? What is it? Remember, we all started somewhere. And right now we've been in 1, 2, or 3 years. Just a recommendation for those who are here today listening.
So you're referring to when they come in as a founder, what should they do?
Well, I suppose as guests, there are guests here today who may not have joined yet as a founder. So, maybe a recommendation for them and those who are just new to being a founder.
Sure. So, guest, right? Get in, get back to the person who invited you. Okay. Get back to that person. They'll be able, because this is invitation only. They'll provide you with an invitation link. The process is very simple, right? You're going to click on that link and then you're going to complete a short form. Just your first name, last name, your phone number, your country. Okay, you're going to create a password. Okay, that's it. When you submit that, it triggers an email. Okay, you go to your email, you open it up, you can click the link that's inside there. That just verifies that you're real, your email is real. That's it. Now you're able to log in to the virtual back office. All you'll see is a payment page. You choose your option of payment and you make your payment. It's very, very simple and straightforward. Okay. Then the next step from there is that you're going to log back in again, and you're going to see a non-disclosure agreement. Okay. There's 2 boxes at the bottom to check. You're just going to use a mouse to sign it. Okay. You're basically just stating that you're not going to divulge or give away or share with others any proprietary information that the company may share with you and so on. Okay. So it's everything about ONPASSIVE is simple and straightforward. Now you're going to log back in and you have full access to your dashboard. When you go back there, you want to spend some time back there. You want to go through the community. You want to read the posts that are back there. You want to go through the Leadership Council tab. You want to read the posts that are there. You want to see the different webinars, because every day there's a webinar going on somewhere around the world. Okay, you want to attend some of those. The more you attend, the more you'll learn. Okay, because you want to be as informed as possible. Okay, even if you don't want to, you don't have no intention of sharing with anyone or anything like that, you still want to, equip yourself to know and understand the business that you're actually involved in. Okay, so you certainly want to do that. There's lots of recorded webinars from our CEO and other webinars that are there that you can go through, and great knowledge, great information. Some of the products have been demoed. You'll be able to see some of that. So just understand your back office. You can't mess it up. You can't make them, you're not gonna ruin it or something like that. You're not gonna destroy it. So just click, and just see what's there. Okay. And that's basically, and the same goes for those who are new founders, right? The same thing. Get to understand what's all the different tabs, what's going on back there in your virtual back office. And that's it. And then decide if you so choose to want to share it the same way someone invited you. Just invite someone. Okay, you don't need to try to convince them about nothing. You don't need to go through a long spiel about anything, right? Again, the same way someone invited you, okay, the same approach, same method, you can do the same thing too. Okay, if you're comfortable enough, if you're not, don't worry about it. Okay, because when we say all you have to do is get in and you're going to win, we mean exactly that. Okay, so this is not a bait and switch. This is not a, tell you one thing and it's going to be something else. And no, it is what it is. Okay, all you have to do is get in. Okay, if you feel you don't want to go through and learn and this and that, then don't do it. It's really your choice. But it's a good idea to understand the business that you're in, because this is bigger than you think. Okay, time does not permit, you understand, to go from A to Z about this company. It's massive. It is massive. So do yourself a favor and spend some time back there to get to understand. Go to the corporate site, get to understand the products, and even if you're not going to use them, but at least see, oh, okay, this is real. Wow. Okay, I understand Mail. Okay, I know Gmail, Yahoo. Oh, now there's Mail. Okay, I understand what that one is. Oh, domain. Oh, so instead of people using GoDaddy, they're going to use domain, designed by ONPASSIVE. Oh, okay. All right, you understand? You go through all this stuff. What's this blessed thing that they're talking about? Just click on it. Understand what it is, right? And that, folks, is how ONPASSIVE gets to become inside you. Right? It's going to come in you, and you're going to feel different. Your days, you're going to go through your days in a positive way now, right? There's a lot of negativity that goes on in this world, right? So why not get a hold of something that's positive? And that's what ONPASSIVE, exudes positivity. You understand? That's what comes out of ONPASSIVE, right? And that's what's going to come inside you. That's what I mean about changing the mindset. It's going to help you think better, okay? And when you think better, you sleep better, okay? So, folks, it's simple. Again, guest, I highly encourage you to come in. When I say it's the last business that you'll ever need, I mean exactly that, okay? Exactly that. It really is the last business you'll ever need, because it's going to provide a lifetime income for yourself and your family. You just can't beat that, all right?
Absolutely. Fantastic. I see we have a hand up. Hey, Sajimo. If you would like to unmute, I know I'm not real good on them, but let's just call him Hey. He's got his hands up, so I presume he wants to ask you a question, Michael. Would you like to come forward and unmute? Yes, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Narelle. Hey. This is Shajib Monir from Bangladesh, and this is dialogue for our brother Chris Johnson. Chris always saying, hey. So I am always saying to hey, because I am a honorable founder of ONPASSIVE. I am a crazy for an ONPASSIVE. That's why I always saying to hey. And I am always following my brother Chris Johnson. That's why my name writing hey Shajib Monir. And really, this is the lovely family. ONPASSIVE is the best company, biggest and best company in the right now in the world, because we have a family. We have a family 1 million over, and this is the fantastic.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sajid Monir. That was excellent.
You are already there. Australia.
Sorry, you're dropping out a little bit. Sajid Monir.
Yeah. Do you have a question, or you just wanted to make that comment?
Because I think so. I always positive to ONPASSIVE. I have no question because ONPASSIVE is always positive, always big thinking, big well-wisher. I have no question. Thank you, Narelle.
Okay. We appreciate you being here today, and thank you for coming on and sharing your words with us today. We greatly appreciate that. So thank you. If there's anybody else, quickly, like I said, we are sticking to time today. We do have an important webinar later to attend. So we know Michael's time is important. So if there is anyone else, we have been through some amazing questions tonight. I think that you've been given a broadened expansion on what ONPASSIVE is and how it can bring, the change to your life, and not only your life, but the lives of those around you, whether it be family, grandchildren, your neighbors, any sort of relatives. It really is important that you see the big picture. This isn't just a business opportunity. This is the platform where you can come in and, like Michael said, make that money to be able to support many of those around you, your community or your cause. Bless is one of my favorite platforms. It really is a true blessing to ONPASSIVE, and I know that many of us will be able to use that and know that 100% of the monies raised will go to our community, you know, to that cause, to that idea, and to family as well. Michael, really appreciate you today, and I just would like to perhaps finish off to see, and we will bring Chris on shortly, and Kenton, if you have any words for us, words of wisdom. I know that you've given us already many, but I'd just like to ask you if there's anything that you would like to share with us today before you depart. Sorry, are you there, Michael?
Oh, I thought you were talking with Chris Johnson. Sorry.
No, I'd just like to hear your last words, and then I'll bring Chris on and Kenton on as well. So.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, folks. I mean, what more can we say, right? You know, this company, right, is about uplifting humanity. This company is about changing lives. So if that's what you're, you know, if that's resonating with you tonight, right? If that's something that, you know, makes sense to you, right? You know, if you're looking for a way to change your financial life, ONPASSIVE is just the right place. It's the perfect business, right? That's how I would describe it. It's the perfect business, okay? Because it's giving you, you know, a business, but so much more than a business, right? We've become a family. Right, ONPASSIVE is truly a family setting. You know, we go above and beyond to help as many as we can. You know, whether it's 1:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it doesn't matter. You know, we just try to help as much as we can. And I've never been a part of another company where I can honestly say people are doing that without some sort of, you know, financial motivation, or, you know what I mean? People are doing it without getting paid, right? That is unheard of, because usually there has to be something in it for you. You know, why you want to come on one Zoom, then do another Zoom, then do another Zoom, and another, like why, right? And for us, it really is about helping, right? If we can help one person come on board, because we know what it's how ONPASSIVE is going to benefit that person's lives. So why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we go to the extra mile to try and help that person get all the right information, right? Because it's about that. Once you have the right information, folks, then the decision becomes so much easier, right? And all you're making today, the only decision you're making today is a $97 decision. That's the decision that you're making today, right? But don't take that lightly, though. Don't take it lightly. If you were to take the products then and add them up, okay, just from a cost standpoint, how much would it cost to use this, just add them up. We're talking thousands of dollars. So when people are paying this $97, that just locks in your founding position. It just locks you into the company. It gets you into that tiny, tiny percentage of all those that's going to be coming in. If we're talking about over 100 million customers coming in the very first year, and we have 1 million, like what's 1 million? Like, think about that, right? What's 1 million out of 100 million, right? That's 1%. But are we only going to have 100 million? Of course not, right? Of course not. There is no reason why this company will not have minimum at least 100 million customers per year going forward, at least, right? And I believe in the first 12 months, it's going to be a lot more than that. I think 100 million at this stage where we're at right now is being very, very conservative. So come and be a part of the movement, because ONPASSIVE is going to make a difference in your life. It's going to make a difference in your children's life. It's going to make a difference in your children's life. Folks, this is giving, ONPASSIVE is giving you an opportunity that you're just not going to find anywhere else. Okay? You're just not going to find it anywhere else. When you come into ONPASSIVE, you're not just a number. You understand me? You become part of a family, and you know, how can you go wrong with good family? You know, some families are bad, right, Marty? Some families are bad. Okay, but in ONPASSIVE, we're just one big happy family. And I thank you so much for having me here tonight. And I look forward to us doing this again, and knowing, you know, that we'll be able to welcome a lot more new founders into the ONPASSIVE team. Thanks again, Narelle and
Absolutely.
Yvonne. And
thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael. We really appreciate you today. Like I said, you've really sort of expanded out and made it easy to understand for a lot of our guests here today, and also founders who support each other because we are one big family. So thank you. I know Kenton would like to come on and say something as well. So I'll just ask Kenton to, before you, Marty, if you don't mind, and then we'll bring Marty on to have a word. So Kenton, if you'd like to come forward and just say what you would like to say. Thank you.
Hey, Michael. Just on behalf of Narelle and Yvonne and myself, we really do appreciate you sitting down and talking to us and what you're doing for the founders. It's awesome. So thanks very much again from all of us here today.
Thank you, Kenton.
Thanks so much, Kenton. Thank you.
As you can see, Kenton is our powerhouse of words. But what he speaks is from his heart, and he loves his country, New Zealand. And that's what's important, because we're all out there sharing our heart, you know, for our countries. So Australia and New Zealand are one of the last countries to hear about ONPASSIVE, in a sense, you know. But yeah, so thank you, Kenton. We really appreciate you being here today. And I'm just going to pop over to Marty. Marty has his hands up like a good little man. Thank you, Marty, if you'd like to unmute.
Thank you. I don't know about being a little man, but I appreciate that. Like Michael, though, you know, our CEO, I don't see the 2020 vision that he sees, but I see enough that I want every person that walks the planet in this business. Now, I know that's not going to happen. And the reason you're not seeing these big gurus and marketers, they do nothing without making money. They just don't do it. And they will be here, and they will make money, and they will build teams, but they'll be under you instead of above you for the first time. It's, you know, you almost want to keep it simple. Just tell people if they don't get it, you know, there's nothing you can do. And some people, we've all said it, just aren't founders. Yeah, you want them to get it. You look, come on, come on, come on. Are you kidding? But for all of you watching this, or if you see it on a recording, I don't believe, you know, do I hype? Yeah, of course I do. But do I hype? Am I hyping now? No. Time's running out. You got to pull the trigger. If you've been thinking about it and you want to just do it, stop messing around and just do it. And by the way, Mike, you make it look good. Okay? You make it look good. Anyway, thanks everybody.
That's what happens when you rub shoulders with the likes of you, Marty. That's all it is.
Absolutely. And what a powerhouse Marty is for ONPASSIVE. He brings and has brought many people together, you know, to share what ONPASSIVE is. Like I said, the movement, and what Michael explained earlier. We really are amongst positive people with everything that is going on out there in the world. And it doesn't matter what you believe or how you believe or what's happening. There's always the choice to be positive. There's always a choice to say, you know what, this is not how it's meant to end. This is not how it's meant to be, because I have a choice each and every day to step out of my bed and say, today is a great day. So if you buy into the negatives, that's exactly what you bring into your life. If you buy into the fact that, oh, I don't know how things are going to change, you create more fear. Now, fear is a deadly thing. So we hear 1,036,000 founders have that amazing positive attitude to bring forward to help you, you know, to help those who are struggling, to help those to say, hey, I don't know what direction to take. Well, here it is. It's right here in front of you today. And as we heard from Michael, he's explained it so well. As we've heard from Yvonne, her fantastic presentation, that she was able to explain those things, and then Michael expand on those. I see that Willow has her hand up, and we sure want to take a little chat from Willow, because she is our fairy godmother of ONPASSIVE. Just to say a little bit, Willow is around 80 years old. So anyone, and I heard the other day on a webinar that there is a gentleman 95 years old. Now, you talk about fear or whatever, that man, you know, 95 years old, has joined ONPASSIVE. Why? Because he saw the vision, you know, because he knows what he can leave as a legacy for his family and his family's family. So Willow, come on down and share your passion for ONPASSIVE. Thank you.
I can't say enough about ONPASSIVE. To me, it's been a godsend. It's brought me out of my shadow, after you have retired, and I never retire, I work all the time. But I had questions this week and questions that I couldn't answer. Most of the time, I've been in since, 2000, early 2019. And I've, acquired a little bit of knowledge about ONPASSIVE, but there are questions I can't answer. And one question today for Marty or Michael, do we have a presence in Puerto Rico? And I really couldn't answer the question because none of my friends that I know in Puerto Rico have joined ONPASSIVE, and I haven't seen any webinars out of there. Is there a presence that we have a physical presence in Puerto Rico? Do either of you know of that, or anyone, Narelle or Yvonne?
We do have people in Puerto Rico, Willow. I'm not sure how many, but we do have people in Puerto Rico. And I'm not mistaken, I think it's there is a webinar on it. Now let me see if I can figure out who does that. But Michael, back me up if I'm wrong about that, but I do know I hear Puerto Rico all the time on some of these webinars.
Yeah, well, I do know we have founders. I do know we have founders in Puerto Rico. I just don't know about any like webinars and stuff like that. Standalone webinars, I don't know, but I do know we have founders there, yes.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. I can tell her, her father and mother are in Puerto Rico. And she said it was such a tragedy there during last year. There was, flooding, and people lost their homes and all of that. And she felt that, they were not represented. She didn't hear of anybody being in, and to tell you the truth, I didn't either. So I was kind of at a loss. So I am really thankful to hear that, yes, we do have founders there. And I would like to get in touch with them because I can relay it to her that way. So any information you can funnel my way, Chris, darling, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you, Willow. And thank you for being with us today. We know that there are people coming in from all over the world at different hours of the day, and we do appreciate the fact that it is getting late for some. We want to thank and appreciate the Leadership Council who are with us today. It is always wonderful to have Leadership Council come onto our webinars. They are amazing. They work tirelessly, and they also have the questions to most of the, the answers to most of the questions. Michael, again, thank you so much. We really appreciate. We will have a recording up as soon as possible. Just remember, we do have a Facebook like page. If you go to Facebook and look and search for Australia and New Zealand ONPASSIVE Aussie Girls and a Kiwi Guy, or if you go to facebook.com/Nandy, NANDY.life, it will take you to our page. We appreciate anyone who comes over. The updates are always there as to our upcoming webinars. We do have myself, Yvonne and Kenton on Mondays, which is today, your Sunday night. We also have Thursday night, which is your very early morning over in the US and places like that. And we also have a Wednesday night with ONPASSIVE Australia, where they run a webinar on a Wednesday night. So we do appreciate if there's anything you would like to say, Yvonne, before we sign off, that would be fantastic. Oh, sorry, I was going to bring Chris on quickly.
I was just going to. I just want to appreciate you, Narelle. You do an amazing job. You present so well. So thank you for all you do. Thank you, Kenton, as well. And Chris, I just want to say thank you to you for bringing Australia and New Zealand to the forefront of ONPASSIVE. Let people know that we are here. And with you doing that, it's really helped. So we really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Michael, you're amazing. Thank you. And Chris, would you like to come on down? Oh, Marty, thank you too.
No, yeah, Chris, I want to hear Chris.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Marty Party. Let me tell you something. First of all, Yvonne, I've witnessed, quite a few presentations that you've done over the last, 3-4 months. And by far, that was a perfect, You've always done great, but that one was just beautiful. You hit it right on the head, and I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Kenton Patterson, the shy guy from New Zealand, who I love with all my heart, coming out. I told him he's got to get a hat, make a name for himself, and I'm loving you for doing it, Kenton. You know I got a lot of love for you. And Narelle, who just busting it out of the box, took charge, got with 3 wonderful people and said, hey, let's get out more into Australia, New Zealand. And I'm really thank you for what you guys did. I did nothing. Like I said, my Bangladesh brother on here, all we do is come and support you. You guys do all the work. And I will say something, Michael said something very important tonight. You know, there's people out here, including on this screen, that have gotten a lot of no's, myself, a lot of no's. But I want you to remember, when ONPASSIVE does launch, when it does launch, those no's, I'm not going to say every one of them, but are going to mostly turn into yeses. And that's why you need to share it. Because a lot of people think, you know, oh, you guys, oh, yeah, this or that. But those no's will turn into yeses. All right. Your team, not only is it going to grow from what ONPASSIVE's going to do, it's going to do from your hard work. And I do call it hard work, but it's fun work from you going out, whether it was yesterday, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, by talking to people about this and saying, listen, I have this opportunity, come on. And, you know, nah, they're going to turn into yeses. Okay. People are going to join this company. You guys think the blast from 3 years ago today was big? Wait till we're all out everywhere in the world. So any guest on here, Michael said it. We all say it. You really don't have to do anything, but the more you talk about it, the more you share it, those people that maybe are a little, no way, when they see ONPASSIVE, when they turn on their television or they turn on their phone, they're going to say, holy cow. And I heard Narelle, Kenton, Yvonne, Australia, New Zealand. I've been trying to tell you 4 months, wake up. If you're a guest on here, please get back with these 3. They're amazing people. They do want to help you change your life, but also your country. Every one of us on here has something that we know there's something wrong that we can help fix. ONPASSIVE, believe it or not, and I'm going to tell you to believe it, is going to give us that funding to help fix a lot of things. And I'm completely amazed by that. And Oh Bless is my favorite product. But that's all I'm going to say. I love Michael Williams because he's one of the, I'll never tell him this, but he's one of my mentors. But, you know, he don't want to know. He don't need to hear that. But Marty DeGarmo, you know I love you to death. And in a couple minutes, pretty soon, actually right now, I'm going to be an old leader. Okay, we have a new leadership coming in here pretty soon. The next couple of days, we'll find out. And we're always still going to be here for you no matter what. I'm not going to change who I am. I know Michael Williams isn't going to change who he is. We're going to keep strutting this along. And when we launch, man, we're going to see a lot of happy faces. But I do love you all, praying for you. And get out there and share this.
Thank
See
you.
you later.
Thank you.
I'm gonna cry.
Absolutely.
Goodbye, Chris. Goodbye, Mark.
Goodbye, Marty.
Thanks, guys.
I just want to say thank you again for everybody popping on, but thank you also, and a big thank you to those who've come on from Australia and New Zealand. Remember, you are very welcome to pop onto our webinar to contact us in private message if you want to. If you have guests or if you're a founder and you're overseas and you have people that you know in Australia, please, they are very welcome to come along to our webinars, to contact us personally, and we will help support them for you. That's what we are here for. You know, we are not here for just ourselves or Yvonne and Kenton. We are here to help you and your people, your founders, your guests, your people, your family, anybody that you know, your best friend's dog. We will help them, okay? So time is running out, and yes, we just want to say thank you once again. We appreciate each and every one of you. So good night from me, good night from Yvonne.
Good night,
from Kenton.
and thank you, everybody. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Thanks, Michael.
Night, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Narelle, Yvonne,
Michael, thank you.
Thank you.
From Canada.
Hello. See you, below.
Bye-bye.